Let's talk about this career thing, because this is such a big deal. It's really what got me really focused in about 10 years after I made that error of putting it all into a career and really not being a good father. That it really became a passion for mine, of like to keep other men out of that cycle. And I think we're kind of, in the same, we have the same mindset around that. But you've built this long-standing career in the bank industry, if I remember correctly. And I mean, like, look, climbing a ladder in a corporate banking world typically can lead to massive hours and really struggling with being with your family. So how did you do this?
That's a great question. And it's something for me, I got out of high school, went into the Marine Corps, spent 4 years in the Marines. And then right as I got out of the Marines, I met my wife when I was in the Marines. And when I got out, we got married and started having a family right away. And pretty much right after the Marines is when I started my banking career. And for me, it was, I knew, because of my own upbringing, my parents were blue collar workers, and they were providing enough for my sister and I to enough that we needed, the food, housing, clothing, all that kind of stuff. But there wasn't a lot of extra income coming into the family. And my parents worked long hours, and I played a lot of sports in high school and stuff. And I can remember as a kid being in games and stuff and not having my parents in the stands because they had to work. And I knew at a very young age that when I had a family, when I had kids, that I wasn't going to be that way. I wanted to be there for my kids as much as possible. So when I got into this banking, when I took a career into the corporate world in banking, I wanted to have a job that could allow me the flexibility to be there for my kids. And I'll be honest, Scott, I've been in banking now, the same company, for 25 years. And one thing that I made very clear to them up front was, listen, I do this stuff with my kids. I've coached just about every single sport that they've played since they were 4 years old, all the way up through high school. And I wanted to be all in with them. And I made it very clear to my supervisors at the time, as my career advanced, I made it very clear to each supervisor, this is what I'm doing. This is important to me. And they were very accommodating. They said, as long as your work's getting done, we don't care what you do. If you want to do that, great, do it. So I was able to do those things. My job allowed me to do that. And now that's not the case for everybody. I know everybody doesn't have that same situation, but you got to find kind of that balance. And for me, there were times when I had to leave at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock to go make a game because I was the coach. But what I did is I took advantage of it by having less sleep. So I was getting into the office sometimes at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I could leave at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock so I could be at the game. So I made sacrifices to help find the balance between work and family. You're going to have to find that balance.